Well, we're back. And we've had a little bit of success. Kind of. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I'm Robber01, also known as Sergeant Scott. In the last video, I talked about how I had recently purchased a Raspberry Pi 3 Model B Plus. In that video, I also talked about how I had tried to take my fancy triple boot system that had Raspbian and RetroPie and Plex from this system, my Raspberry Pi 3b, my regular Raspberry Pi 3b, and I had tried to simply... Apparently I don't have enough fingernail to get this thing out. Anyhow, so I tried to just do a straight swap. Pull the card from this one, throw it into that one, good to go, right? Wrong. Didn't work. Apparently it's the new Raspberry Pi is a bit of an operating system snob. Yes. So anyhow, what I ended up doing is I went ahead and did a clean install using noobs of Raspbian Stretch, and that installed just fine, really. But one of my viewers, let me just go ahead and, oh dear, I just bumped my phone. Oh dear. One of my viewers, whose name I will have here in just a moment, because I'm an absolutely terrible person and I wasn't prepped for this initially. Here we go. Jom 2000. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I apologize if I failed in that. Anyhow, so he said you can set up RetroPie on Raspbian using the script, and then he gives me a URL, and if I understand you correctly, this will enable you to do what you're looking for. For me, it worked on my Model B Plus. And then I had a number of hilarious replies which were perfectly indicative of my failure to succeed properly. And so anyhow, I followed his instructions. I went to the webpage. I ended up getting the thing installed. I followed the stuff on there, and the end result is here. So right now you can't see all of my screen, and I apologize for that. It's also really, really tiny, so this is the command prompt. I'm going to type in emulation station on my little keyboard here. It's typed in and hitting enter. And there it is. Emulation station begins to boot up, and now we've got RetroPie running. Now then, here is the issue. I can't actually get into Raspbian like I had actually wanted to. Gotta switch over to this guy now. So let's go down to quit. And so what I did, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go backtrack just a touch. I followed another link that said to do sudo raspi-config, or sorry, sudo space raspi-config, which would take me into the configuration thing and would enable me to tell it to boot into GUI, the GUI, into Raspbian, which is what I wanted to be able to do. I wanted to be able to switch between Raspbian and RetroPie, and I wanted to be able to do that however it would be possible. Well, this is the issue that I've run into now. Let's go ahead and restart the system, not emulation station. Yes, really restart. And so here's what we end up getting. If this goes the way that I think it's going to go, we'll have a rainbow screen here. There it is. And in just a moment, we'll get the RetroPie logo after we get the Noob's Recovery. And... no, not quite yet. Okay, there's that. And now we should end up going into the Raspbian desktop for just a moment. And there it is. So now we're on the Raspbian desktop. However, I'm going to do absolutely nothing. There it is. There's the problem. It goes into the GUI briefly and then it goes right back to that. The only thing I can do from that I'm aware of, because I don't know what I'm doing with Linux. I am a monkey with a screwdriver figuring things out. That sounds like a joke. It's not. That is the absolute truth of how I do everything that I do. I am literally a monkey with a screwdriver figuring things out. If anybody can help me, that would be wonderful. Yeah. Please help me. Because I wanted to have a usable computer and a games machine. I had a usable computer. Now I've got a games machine. I don't know what I'm doing. Just gonna admit that right here. Sergeant Scott out. Have a good night.